Does the gentleman from Arizona seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, I rise tonight in opposition to the objection.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Speaker. As a nation, we have endured trying times and overcome many challenges. And now we face an unprecedented effort to ignore the will of the American people and the people of Arizona. Given the facts, the unprecedented events of tonight, this effort must be finished and America can be united again. That is going to take leadership. We are all leaders. We are elected to be leaders. And if we're going to do that, we have to do it from the respect to others, the idea that truth is important, that factual content is important, that we're going to tell the American people what is going on in this country and not what we hope they hear from a 30-second soundbite. I used to be a homicide investigator. My job was to follow the facts, develop a case, make decisions and recommendations based on where those facts led me. Following the process means that decisions cannot be made on rumors and innuendos alone. I am proud to say that Arizona has used mail-in voting for over 2 decades. Both Republicans and Democrats have long been proud of how our state has administered elections. In 2020, over 65% of eligible Arizonans voted in record number. Our Republican governor, Republican Attorney General, Democratic Secretary of State, and our state's election administrators and volunteers worked with integrity to administer a fair election. We saw turnout increase in both Republican and Democratic areas, and in fact, more Republicans registered this election than any other party. I am proud that many of our tribal, rural, and underserved communities voted in record numbers, all during a pandemic. In 2020, Arizonans made their voices heard. The fact is, multiple federal, state judges, agencies, state elected officials concluded the winner was Joe Biden. In Arizona, this process was administered and overseen by officials from both parties. Elections officials conducted random, hand-counted audits of many precincts. They confirmed there were no errors that would change the result of the election. The fact is that the Republican chairman of Maricopa County, the largest Republican county in the state, the biggest population county, he stated more than 2 million ballots were cast, and there was no evidence of fraud or misconduct or malfunction. He concluded, no matter how you voted, this election was administered with integrity, transparency, and in accordance with state laws. The fact is, the president and his campaign and several Republican-led groups filed 8 election lawsuits, all of which were dismissed. The Arizona Supreme Court, a body where all justices have been appointed by Republican governors, unanimously dismissed the case. The justices found that the party had failed to present any evidence of misconduct or illegal votes, let alone establish any degree of fraud or a significant error rate that would undermine the certainty of the election results. After these judicial rulings, the governor said, "I trust our election system. There's integrity in our election system." The fact is, Joe Biden is the certified winner of Arizona's 11 electoral votes. Arizona's elected and appointed officials from both parties followed the facts and came to this conclusion. I urge my colleagues to do the same. To my colleagues across the aisle, I know we may disagree on who we want as president. But what we personally want is not what matters here. Rather, the people's influence, as reflected in the certified electoral college results, is what matters. Facts matter. Undermining faith in our election process by attempting to mislead the American public only serves to weaken us and make us vulnerable to foreign actors who would do us harm. For the good of our country, this must stop. Now is the time to come together, to preserve our democracy, and to protect our national security. I know my constituents are looking to Congress to move past its divisions, find common ground, and pass legislation to improve the lives of struggling families. We must stay focused on fighting the pandemic. We must work to ensure all Americans can be vaccinated as soon as possible so we can save American lives. Safely reopen schools, get people back to work, and visit loved ones again. I urge my colleagues to follow this, and Madam Speaker, I yield.